Good morning, guys. I hope everyone on this video is doing well. I hope you are all blessed as always. It is the 5th of February. It is a Wednesday. We are in hump day, so we're midway through the trading week. But I hope everyone on this video is doing good. We've got an interesting few setups today, and I also just want to cover some cross pairs because we do double in cross pairs as well, especially if they're looking a bit more cleaner than the main major pairs. So yeah, let's get straight into it. But just before we do, as always, make sure that you're subscribed, make sure that you got the notifications turned on, and make sure that you are, of course, showing the support on these videos. Any likes, any comments goes a long way. Keeps me motivated. So I do really appreciate if you can just give that love back, even if it's just sharing it to a friend. As I always say, in simple form, which is never simple, of course, but in simple form, if we all shared this with one person and one more person each basically got to see these videos, it would double, which would be crazy. But again, I know that's not really possible. But yeah, let me just quickly show you guys my screen, and I'm going to quickly talk. In fact, I'm going to show you guys my Telegram. And the reason I'm going to show you my Telegram is because I gave out a free trade idea yesterday. So as you guys can see on here, the dollar pairs wasn't moving as nice. So yesterday, I was talking through this to the people, obviously talking about what I think can happen. First thing I was looking at was CAD JPY from this 4-hour supply area. Basically, we took everything that we needed from the liquidity to into a supply zone. We just need to see that change of trend. But another one that really stuck out to me was basically CHF JPY. Now CHF JPY, we had two supply zones, this one here and this one here. Now, as you can see, I sent this in and just basically talked about the fact that I was in the first entry from this 4-hour supply. It was a perfect entry. We took this high, which was liquidity. We filled in the imbalance, and then we also mitigated this 4-hour supply area. So just before I do carry on, you'll be able to notice that this is the trade that we was in. We had a 15-minute change of trend from this 4-hour supply. It pulled back into this 15-minute supply area, and then we started to melt down. Now, I did say to the people, because we had this 15-minute change of trend here, the 15-minute break of structure, as well as the 15-minute change of trend, I expected the market to pull into this 15-minute supply around the 17,600 area, and then basically move away from there. And we basically got that, which was obviously good. You can see on here, if it was to continue carrying on downwards, then I'd expect to see a pullback in around this supply area. So let me just quickly share my screen and show you what the market is doing with CHF JPY so you guys can see. And as we are, let me just drop down to the 15. As we guys talked about, you can see that we had that 15-minute change of trend. That's my first entry. We had a 15-minute break of structure again. And then this is where we got in this entry. It's currently running at around, it's at around a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. It's done around a 1 to 6 almost. But I do believe now we've broken this demand area, which is our issue number one. Let me just get rid of this. I do believe that now we will potentially tack these this daily lower low and create a new daily lower low. So yeah, pretty clean on this area. And then the CAD JPY one was this one so far. You'll be able to see that we've got an entry from this, and then we've got an entry from this as well, which is the pullback into this 15-minute supply area with the stop loss above the high, and then the same thing we're aiming for the 1500 area. So let me just write that out. Yeah, so there are the two entries on that, and it's currently right now running around. It did do a 1 to 4. It's currently around like a 1 to 4 almost again. But yeah, the reason I wanted to show you guys this just very quickly is because the entry is clean. And there's multiple ways that you can look. You can either, like I did on this one, because I was out, enter from the top of or the bottom of the supply or demand area, or you can wait for that 15-minute change of trend, and then you can basically wait in for that that pullback into a 15-minute supply area. Now, just as I always talk about, and what I teach people is we have problem one, problem two. Now, this issue is our 1-hour demand area, and I need to see this break below this 1-hour demand to be confident enough that we're going to attack this daily lower low. And it looks so far that it could happen, but let's wait and see, because we could have a bounce from here and carry on upwards. So I need to be aware of that as well. But that is, yeah, they are pretty clean. I hope that you guys maybe caught them if you are in my, or caught this CHF JPY one if you are in my my Discord, of course, my Telegram, sorry. And if you guys aren't, feel free to go to my bio and basically, join the Discord. It is totally free, and you guys can obviously do that as well. So let's analyze what the dollar's doing and what the major pairs are doing. So as you guys can currently see, we are obviously have this daily higher high and we have this daily change of trend, creating this daily lower low. Now, of course, we all noticed that, the market bounced back up into this level of daily supply and the imbalance that was on the daily as well, taking out this high, and then we've just had a mass movement down. So obviously yesterday we had this 4 hour higher low and this 4 hour higher high, but as you can see, as we come in, we didn't get the right reaction to then see the dollar carry on upwards, and we just melted all the way through. Had a 1 hour change of 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour break of structure here, and we've just been melting. So 4 hour lower high is here, 4 hour lower low is here. This is our 1 hour lower low. I expect the market first and foremost, if it's going to carry on with this downtrend, to react from this 1 hour supply, this 4 hour supply area, sorry. So that's my first thought going into the dollar is, can we see the dollar, react from this area and carry on downwards? Now, as you guys remember, we've got this daily demand area down here, and that I do believe we will come and attack. So I do believe that we can get the dollar into at least this area, which is around the 13,150 area, as you guys can see. So that is my first major thought. Now, of course, as we always do, we are obviously reacting out of this demand area. I just do not believe, truthfully, with you guys, and maybe I'm going to be wrong. We'll find out eventually. I just don't think with this momentum that's going on, I don't think this demand area will stick. So yeah, obviously there's two ways that you can look at this. You can obviously analyze it from a perspective of we're in the extreme of this, for our demand. Could we see the trend carrying upwards? Or you can go, okay, we've had this movement down, we had a pullback into this daily spike, we've had this movement down again. Now, with these big, huge movements, I expect the market to carry on downwards. That's just the way that I look at it. So yeah, hopefully you guys maybe agree. And then just quickly as well, of course, this is our first 4 hour supply. If we do get a reaction from this area, so if we do get a reaction, let's say, from this area, and then we end up in here, and then we break above, I expect to come into this 4 hour demand area, and then it'll be interesting to see how the markets then react from here. If we carry on downwards, or if actually we just carry on upwards. So obviously keep that in mind, but this is our first issue area, and obviously we need to keep an eye on this as well. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys on here. That leads me on to GBP USD. As you guys can see, GBP USD, we have this daily range from this daily lower high to this daily lower low. So let me just mark these out because it annoys me. To this daily lower low down here. Now, of course, we've had this big, huge pullback on the 4 hour into this 4 hour supply, and then we had this movement away. So again, when we're in a daily downtrend, when we have this pullback and then we have that change of trend on the 4 hour, we expect the market to then, carry on downwards to go and break this new daily lower low. Now, of course, with what's going on in the world right now, and with America and politics and the economy and stuff, and Trump being in presidential power, of course, a lot of stuff is happening. Tariffs are happening. Tax implementations on different countries are happening. So you have to understand that you've just got to basically be careful when this sort of stuff's happening. So yeah, of course. Right now, my priority is I think dollars. If dollars going to go down, I think the correlated pairs like GU, EU, etc., are going to go and create a new daily, change of trend. That's my first thought. I just don't really. This has mitigated this. It's filled in this imbalance from a 4 hour perspective. I don't really believe it can come up and then melt down. That's just my first thoughts. So with that being said, if you remember yesterday when we were talking about this 4 hour supply area, because this is our 4 hour lower high and our 4 hour lower low, we did say that the market, was in this demand area and could carry on upwards, which obviously, you guys can see. It did, and that's why it's important as well to even hedge. And I don't know if you guys maybe know about hedging, but being in buys and sells at the same time, and obviously making sure that whichever one gives you the right confirmations to stay in, and then obviously the one can either hit stop loss or you just get out of the trade. So let's say you was in a sell position, but also in a buy position from the lower time frame. Again, you can see which one's going to win, supply or demand. And in this case, it would have been demand. So looking at this right now. Of course, we had a pullback into this demand on the 1 hour, and then we've carried this trend on upwards. So my 4 hour higher low is from here, and my 4 hour higher high is from here. My first thought is this area here, this whole consolidation pullback area is my 4 hour demand area. So this is my first thought is I expect the market to pull back and then carry on upwards. Now, of course, if we get a break of this, I would expect then the market to come into this area here, around this area here, and then expect to see a lower time frame entry and then possibly get in. But the good thing about obviously if we do break this 4 hour demand, you could potentially look to getting a lower time frame sell and then also look to getting the buys from this demand area. So you're hedging again. So obviously that is how you can defeat the market, trap the market, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that is my priority right now, is either of these two areas, this one being the main one because that is the closest demand area to anything. So make sure that you guys keep an eye out on that. And we expect to see the change of trend on the 15 minute, on the 1 hour on here for us to participate in this. Because as we know, if this is our 1 hour uptrend, again, as I always talk about, and maybe some of you guys might be like, yeah, Liam, you say it over and over again, and I have to, because the newest people that are on here, if we've got a range like this from the lower high to the higher low to the higher high, higher low, higher high, that means that if this is the 1 hour, the 15 minute and the 5 minute are going to be trending downwards when they have a pullback. Now, of course, that doesn't necessarily mean that is because this is a higher time frame, we're going to obviously see this higher high. That is a possibility, but also understand that if supply is wanting to carry on, we could just break and the 15 minute supply could be better off than the 1 hour supply, the demand. So just understand that you've got to make sure that you wait for that 15 minute or 5 minute change of trend if you are and wanting to see that. If you get that change of trend and you've stopped creating lower lows, lower highs, lower low, and you've created a new higher high, you can then either participate in the first pullback or you can wait for a double break. Change of trend, one break of structure, so that's two confirmations, and then you can confidently buy this upwards. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So that is GU, EU, and pretty much are all the same, to be honest with you, as we can see. They are pretty much all the same, but of course, this is a little bit different, Euro USD, because if you look at Euro USD, what can you see? Well, you see we're still in this 4 hour range, from this 4 hour lower high to this 4 hour lower low. So what does that tell me? Well, 4 hour supply is still in control, but the lower time frame trending, 1 hour is basically 1 hour is in control, whilst the 4 hour higher time frame is still in a downtrend. So it's a battle of supply and demand. It's a battle of supply and demand. So let's get rid of this 4 hour and focus on this 1 hour supply. So if we look at this right now, 4 hour lower high, 4 hour lower low. In order for me to participate in EU sells, what do I need to see? I need to see this, break this low, and that will give me confidence that then we are going to attack this. If I want even more confirmation, I want to see not only this low broke, but this low broke as well. And then that's a double break. One change of trend, one break of structure. I will then be confident enough in selling. Now, of course, right now, that's us just predicting and wanting, let's say. But we've just got to follow the trend. So even if the 1 hour and 4 hour, the 4 hour is in a downtrend and we're in this 4 hour, 1 hour supply, understand that this is in control. This demand area is in control. So right now, I expect the markets to pull back into this area, demand, and then carry on upwards unless we break this low. That is just my main thoughts, of course, going into EU. So yeah, make sure that you guys understand that. It's pretty clear and clean as well. If you do get the change of trend, again, amazing. We can look to, sell EU. This is a great position to be in. This is a great position to be in a higher time frame supply and also in a lower time frame demand because you'll be able to trap the market basically. AUD USD, a little bit different. You can see that we have had of course, this 4 hour change of trend. You'll notice that last time we spoke yesterday, we had a sweep of this liquidity. This is a perfect setup, and this is why I know that the stuff's happening right now, and you just got to deal with it. Like we had all this trendline liquidity swept, manipulated, big movement down, 4 hour break. You can see that we come up into this 4 hour supply, and we had a reaction from this, but we didn't break the 1 hour, and then we've come up and started to trend upwards again. So again, you have to understand that, in fact, that is the daily, one sec, daily lower high, where is it gone? And the daily lower low. Sorry guys, I forgot to mark this out. Daily lower low. Okay, so as you guys can see, we're obviously having now a mass movement up. I don't really see, we of course have this level of supply here, which we are currently in, but that's the only supply I can really see that we can have a reaction from. So again, same scenario. We're in this level of supply. We've taken out these highs, we've taken out this high, but we've had a 4 hour change of trend. My 4 hour higher low is here, and this is my 1 hour higher low. Now again, this is problem area number one. Problem area number one is going to be this 4 hour demand area. So first thought is I want to see the market carry on upwards because the 1 hour lower time frame is uptrending. So I expect the market to pull back and carry on up from here. Same scenario. If we're reacting out of this 4 hour supply and supply is going to take control over demand, we expect the pullback to break this 1 hour higher low, and then we expect to participate in looking this downwards. That is our first thought, of course, in regards to that, and obviously then break this higher low. But yeah, that is pretty clean as well to see. Again, if you can see a lower time frame entry on the supply, and then you can get in a lower time frame entry on demand, that would be perfect. You can hedge the markets, but don't be doing this for every single currency pair as well. Whatever looks the cleanest to you, that is what you've got to play. Okay, NZUSD. NZUSD, again, very similar. We've got obviously the daily time frame, a daily pullback, a daily break. And as you can see, we've had this movement up. Now, yesterday, of course, this was our 4 hour, lower high, and this is a higher high. One sec. Higher high. This is our 4 hour here yesterday, our 4 hour lower high, and this is our 4 hour lower low. Now, of course, we said we expected a pullback into this, 4 hour candle to carry on downwards. Well, we got a reaction like we did on all of them. But again, then demand took control again. So right now, my 4 hour higher low is here. We're basically breaking this structure on the 4 hour, which is why I marked this out. This is my 1 hour higher low. So the next thought is, of course, as you guys are probably getting the gist of it now, is this level of demand here. So we've got this level of 4 hour demand. So my first thought is I want to see a pullback, and obviously I want to see the market carry on upwards from here. That is my first train of thought. But of course, if we don't get that, we're going to have a 4 hour demand area here. But if we do break this 1 hour higher low, you can look to sell into this 4 hour area. So then again, if the 4 hour is going to carry on upwards, you can look for a buy. But if the 1 hour takes control and supply is going to carry on downwards, you may have just lost out on a 1% of your account or 0.5% of your account, but you're holding the sell position. So hopefully that is making sense to you guys. Now, USD CAD is one ugly, ugly, ugly pair right now. You can see that we have this daily range from, this higher low to this higher high. It's a daily range, but it's not clean. It's a big wick. It's a big wick, of course, so it's not exactly clean, is it? We can all agree on that. But we're just going off the trend. So right now we had this 4 hour higher low and this 4 hour higher high. Again, we had a reaction, but not good enough to get in, and then we broke here. So quickly, you can see that this is my 4 hour change of trend. This is my 4 hour change of trend. So this is my 4 hour lower high, and this is my 4 hour lower low, which we're currently right at. So again, that is my 4 hour supply area, but my 1 hour is this area here. So my first issue is, okay, this pullback is where I expect the market to come into. I don't know why, but when I'm on these calls, I like slip down. But this 4 hour supply is in control. So again, first thought is, is, of course, reaction from here to carry on downwards. That is what I expect to happen. But if, let's say, for instance, we get a change of this 1 hour trend, then again, you can look to buy up until we get into this demand supply area. But again, it'll be a bit risky on this one. And then you can see how it reacts from this, these two bullish candles here. And if we get a change of trend, you can get out and then you can look to position yourself in the sell. So yeah, it's always just trying to play the markets and obviously look out for yourself, of course, at the same time. But that's USD CAD, USD CHF. Let's have a look. So USD CHF, you'll be able to see we've had that 4 hour change of trend here. This is my 4 hour lower high, and this is my 4 hour lower low. In fact, let me just mark it out. 4 hour lower low. Now, of course, that would be, unmitigated areas here, which we could see, but this is our 1 hour range. So same as always, where do we expect the market to come back into? Well, I expect the market to come back into this supply, this 4 hour supply, and I expect the market to basically carry on the trend, because if the 1 hour is trending, we just flow with the markets. But if we don't get that, so I expect this, if we don't get that, and we get this, understand that we are in this level of demand. If you look at where we're currently at, it's a big level of demand, but we are in this, it'll be a daily demand area here. And we're reacting from this area right now. If we drop down to probably the 2 hour or 1 hour, it might be a cleaner level of area. Yeah, this is a consolidation here, as you guys can see, which is where we're reacting out of. So yeah, let's go back to the 4. But yeah, so obviously that could stick. And if we do get a change of trend, again, you can then go, okay, I'm confident that we're in this demand. We've had a 1 hour change of trend. So what I could do is I could look to buy this upwards and then see how it reacts from this 4 hour supply area here. This 4 hour supply area here. And then again, if you get a lower time frame confirmation entry, and we have the change of trend, let's say on a 15-minute or whatnot on here, let's say you get this and you see this change of trend, you can get out the buyers, take your profits, and then look to sell this market downwards in case we do then carry on as well. So yeah, hopefully I've given you guys quite a lot of knowledge on here, and hopefully it makes sense to you or to you guys. But yeah, it's an interesting time, of course. Obviously, it's never easy to trade, but it is what it is, man. Like, we've got to enjoy the process and we've got to enjoy what's going on, because either every mistake or either every win, loss, break even, not taking a trade is always a bonus, because you learn, you gain experience. And remember, you guys are in this for the long run. You guys are not in this just to make a quick bit of money. If you are, it's never going to happen. But I'm talking to the guys on here who are basically in this for the long run, like you guys who want to, become a professional trader, if you want to call it that. You want to be, the best of the best, whatever it may be. Obviously understand that everything that you go through is a lesson to give you experience. Every day that's passing by is an experience. Every emotion that you're feeling is an experience. So yeah, make sure that you guys understand that and you are not too hard on yourself. But that is pretty much it for today, guys. We've obviously covered the major pairs. So yeah, make sure, as always, that you guys are showing some love on these videos. It would be massively appreciated. A like, a comment. It could even just be, putting your notification on, your subscribe button. It would be massively, massively appreciated. But other than that, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of your Wednesday, and we will catch up tomorrow. Take care and God bless.